Imagine, if you will, a small, battered escape pod, no longer gleaming with the Republic's insignia, but scuffed and scarred, gently settling into the thick, murky waters of an unknown world. The hiss of hydraulics as its hatch lowers, revealing not a triumphant hero, but a figure weighed down by a universe of sorrow. This was not the vibrant cityscape of Coruscant, nor the hallowed halls of the Jedi Temple. This was a swamp, an endless expanse of gnarled trees, hanging moss, and the unseen stirrings of life beneath the stagnant surface. And from that humble pod emerged Yoda, Grand Master of the Jedi Order, now a refugee, his vast power and wisdom unable to save the galaxy he had sworn to protect. This poignant image, this definitive beginning to his exile, was not just a fan's dream or a fleeting thought. It was, for a time, a conceived moment in the very script of Revenge of the Sith. Though ultimately cut from the final film, its existence within the story's initial blueprint reveals a profound intention from the creators to offer a quiet, sorrowful moment of reflection for Yoda after the unimaginable chaos of Order 66 and his desperate, failed duel with Darth Sidious. Think about the sheer weight of that moment. The galaxy had just shattered. The Jedi Order, an institution that had stood for 1,000 generations, was annihilated. His final, desperate gamble against Sidious, the Sith Lord who had orchestrated it all, ended in a harrowing escape, not victory. He had witnessed the rise of the Empire, the betrayal of his former apprentice, and the near total destruction of everything he believed in. Where do you go from there? How do you even begin to process such a cataclysm? The script intended to provide that very moment, a visual and emotional starkness that would have underscored the immense shift in Yoda's existence. No grand farewells, no solemn ceremony, just the quiet landing of a lone individual, burdened by the collapse of an entire civilization, finding his sanctuary in a forgotten, swampy corner of the galaxy. It would have been a profoundly intimate scene, devoid of dialogue perhaps, just the soft splash of the pod, the croaking of unseen creatures, and the heavy silence of a master who had lost everything. Imagine him stepping out, the humid air thick with the scent of decay and lush growth. His small frame, once radiating immense authority and power, now seemed almost lost against the backdrop of the untamed wilderness. This was Dagobah, a world chosen not for its beauty or its resources, but perhaps for its obscurity, its natural ability to mask a powerful force signature amidst its own dense living force presence. It was the perfect place to hide, to simply disappear. The decision to cut this scene from the final film is often a topic of discussion among fans. Perhaps it was due to pacing, or the desire to keep the narrative tightly focused on the Skywalker saga in that specific moment. But its inclusion in the original script speaks volumes. It shows a deep understanding of Yoda's character and the need to give his exile a proper emotional anchor. Without it, his sudden appearance in The Empire Strikes Back, older, more reclusive, carries a certain mystery, but perhaps a slight detachment from the immediate raw aftermath of the prequels. This cut scene would have provided that crucial bridge, allowing us, the audience, to truly feel the depth of his loss and the beginnings of his long, solitary vigil. This was not merely a tactical retreat, it was a surrender to a new reality. The once great leader, the wise and powerful Grand Master, reduced to a lonely refugee. His sanctuary, a swamp, reflects this reduction. No longer ruling from ornate chambers, but finding refuge in the primordial muck. It emphasizes the complete reversal of fortune, the ultimate humbling. And in this humility, perhaps, lies the seeds of future wisdom. Cultivated in silence and sorrow, waiting for the spark of hope he knew must eventually emerge. For nearly 20 decades, Yoda would remain on Dagobah, a silent sentinel. This unseen moment of arrival, this quiet entry into exile, would have been the crucible in which that waiting began. It would have etched into our minds the profound personal cost of the Empire's victory, not just through the eyes of Anakin's fall, but through the silent suffering of one of the galaxy's oldest and most revered protectors. It's a powerful reminder that even the most powerful among us are not immune to grief, despair, and the need for quiet reflection after great upheaval. So, while we never saw this moment on screen, its very concept enriches our understanding of Yoda's journey, transforming his exile from a simple plot point into a deeply personal odyssey of survival and enduring hope. What are your thoughts on this unfilmed moment? How do you think this scene would have impacted your perception of Yoda's exile and his character arc? Share your reflections in the comments below. And if you found this exploration thought-provoking, please consider following for more deep dives into the stories that shape our favorite galaxies.